Hi guys, and welcome to this week's Coffin Hero Show. This is the pull list section of the show this week. Of course, elsewhere on the YouTube channel you can find all the new stuff that come in this week, whether it's graphic novels, omnibuses, that kind of thing. What I always focus on here is my pull list for the week. Gives you a little bit of an insight into what I'm reading, what I'm looking forward to, and the new releases out this week as well. For a comic week, it's a slightly quieter one. I mean, I say that still with a pile in front of me, but certainly DC and Marvel, it's a little less this week. There's still some really great stuff coming out though, so I'm just going to take you through it all now. So we kick things off with a silly size book, trademark Keith Miller. What is in fact actually a black label premium format size book, if you want to be technical about it. This is a title called Rogues. This is going to be, I believe, it's either a 3 or 4 issue mini-series. And straight away I knew I was going to get this because Joshua Williamson is writing it. Sold. But I've had a flick through the art. It's an artist called Leo Max, and I've had a flick through and this looks really, really interesting. We don't have loads of copies of it in. The pre-orders weren't huge on it. But again, I always think Joshua Williamson, it's pretty much an indicator of quality, I think, straight away. So next up we have Wolverine Patch. So this is from Larry Hama, who you may know as the G.I. Joe guy, I suppose. But he's done a lot of really iconic stuff through Marvel as well. And this seems to be the latest one in a chain of modern Marvel stories told in previous continuities. So with this continuity, this is back when Wolverine was known as Patch. Very heavily Madripoor based as well, I would imagine. And again, I'm enjoying these series. It's a nice little link into the past, which the next one definitely does as well, which is Venom Lethal Protector out this week as well. David Michelini on this one. Brains are back in the menu again. This is very much a throwback Venom tale. I think this will be very, very different to what Ram V and Al Ewing are doing with the Venom title at the moment, and it'll just be one for the 90s kids. And again, I think that's just a wee mini series, 5 or 6 issues. One that I believe is coming to an end this week, and just look at that glorious Alex Ross cover as ever. So from Derek Landy and Angel Unzueta on art. Captain America, Iron Man. Again, I've really enjoyed these Derek Landy series, Falcon Winter Soldier. Now Captain America, Iron Man. He seems to revel in the Marvel team-up stuff. This one I'm slightly annoyed about because it's a brilliant title. It's always got great art, but having watched the steaming pile of crap that was Fast and the Furious 9 the other week, I don't like that it says The Bad and the Furious and it's done in the Fast and the Furious font. Not happy about that at all. But anyway, Task Force said issue 6, so Matthew Rosenberg, of course, scripting this one all the way through. This is the take on Suicide Squad, but the ultimate and expendable soldiers, I suppose, because they're dead and been reanimated, brought back to life. But again, always been a fun series so far, and by the look of it in this one, it looks like Batman might be getting involved as well. So, never a bad thing. Next up, Detective Comics. So we continue on with the Tower of Gotham stuff. So Detective Comics 1058, Mariko Tamaki still on writing. Looks like Amanake Nahalpan on art. And then you have Matthew Rosenberg and Fernando Blanco doing the backups as well, which has been awesome. I love the backup story set during No Man's Land at the moment. And again, going with that sweet Libra Mayo variant cover. Next up we have Philadelphia, so latest issue coming out for the series that we love so much, the Rodney Barnes, Jason Sean Alexander, Louis NCT, vampire story with a bit of depth to it as well. Philadelphia is just great. It's another one, I've said it before many times, so I always try to keep on the shelves to make sure any new readers who want to get into it, it's just over there. Next up, AWA titles. AWA Studio, I have a new issue 4 of Hotel, Volume 2. You can see very cleverly it says hell. And again, I love this stuff. It's John Lees, it's Dalibor Talahich on art. It's gritty, it's nasty, it's fun, it's darkly funny as well. So any new issue of that is always a good thing. Next up again is an indie series that I had 0 pre-orders for, and that always depresses me when there's such a level of talent involved. This is a title called Ghost Cage, and this is art and co-written by Nick Trakoda, who, if you've ever had a chance to read East of West, which was a series he did with Jonathan Hickman, which was essentially manga meets Western. It was an incredible series. So seeing him doing art on anything new, I was straight in there. So it's Nick Trakoda, and then it's co-written by Caleb Golimner as well. So it is a more expensive issue. It's a $6 issue. It is a thicker issue though as well. And again, Nick Trakoda art-wise, I think is one of the best in the business. Next up, we have a new issue of Department of Truth. So James Tynion on writing duties. This looks to be one of the fill-in series simply because there's a change in artist. This is what Department of Truth does every so often. It'll do 5-6 issues in a row under Martin Simmons, and then they'll do a couple of fun one-shot issues with a different writer. or different artist, sorry. And in this case, it's Jorge Fornes. So pick it to my veins, please. Probably my most anticipated title of the week is We Have Demons, and that's because it's Snyder, it's Capullo, sold. This again is a similar one to, if you check out the other video, I chatted about a series called All Nighter with Chip Zdarsky and Jason Liu. This was another one that was a Comixology original, but thankfully it's getting a print run, and it's not just going straight to graphic novel, it's going for the traditional floppy standard. So Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo, you know, Jonathan Glapian working on this as well, Dave McCaig. You got some of the best inkers, some of the best colorists in the business here. And again, it's a nice thick issue as well. We do have a limited amount of these foil covers. I don't know if that comes across too well, but it's basically a foil logo cover, and then we've got the cover A's as well, and we may just have a Jock variant in stock as well. Next up is Human Target. We're on to book 6 of this, and it's going to be taking a little hiatus after this and then hitting graphic novel. So Tom King, Greg Smallwood, you know what to expect by now. One of the best books around, simple as that. One of the best looking books around. It's got noir, it's got superhero stuff, it's got a love story at the center of it, and a great central mystery as well. So issue 6 of that, and of course I have to collect the variant each time as well, because why not? Next up, Robin number 12. So we're continuing on with the frankly brilliant Joshua Williamson series. Roger Cruz on art for this one. I always collect the variant covers. So you got this beautiful Francis Manipul one, which is depicting all the main players in the series so far. Of course, we're leading into, at this point, Shadow War, which is coming up soon from Joshua Williamson. So Shadow War has an Alpha issue, then a Batman issue, a Robin issue, and then what's the other series that he is doing? It just escapes me right now. Deathstroke Inc. is the other one. So it's basically an event running through that, and I presume that at this point they're starting to lay the groundwork for what that event's going to be. So Robin number 12. One of my favorite Marvel titles is a title from Peach Momoko called Demon Days. They're all one-shot stories told in like old Japanese legend type style. Now Peach Momoko for me is an artist that can be a little bit Marmite. Some people love her, some people don't. I think when her style is in something like this, it is phenomenal. I'm not a fan of, you know, modern day stuff that she draws, but see this whimsical sort of ancient Japanese type stuff, this is just quite simply incredible. She always does covers as well, though in this case, because, you know, I always have to for Vicky, there's a Scotty Young cover as well, because of course there is. And finally, we have something, it's just a little treat to myself. When you get the previews order, you see a range of stuff from Dynamic Forces. So Dynamic Forces will do, you know, CGC issues, or they'll do signed issues. They'll do private signings with creators. And as anyone who knows me knows, I'm a massive Silver Surfer fan. And the recent series, they brought back Silver Surfer Rebirth, which of course is bringing back the Ron Lim, Ron Mars continuity. It's an absolute delight so far. So when I saw that the chance came up to get a signed Silver Surfer Rebirth number 1, signed by Ron Mars, you knew I was all over that. So I love the placement of it as well on the Surfer's board. That's where the signature is. They must have known I was a DC fan as well, though, because I got number 52. You know what that means, DC fans. But yeah, there was only 125 of these done, and again, it's the kind of thing you order. I probably ordered this 6-7 months ago. You just never know when they're going to have those signings take place. But it's always worth having a look. They're always in the main thick previews book as opposed to the Marvel or DC books, but they'll have a Dynamic Forces section in the middle. And I mean, this isn't just for stores for me. These are for, you know, customers. These are for fans. So have a look through the previews book each month at the Dynamic Forces stuff. But again, just be prepared to wait sometimes, because it does take a wee while. But yeah, Ron Mars signature, Silver Surfer book. Love it. Anyway, that is my pull list for the week. There are, of course, other titles not on my pull list, but again, we'll have them all up on the racks tomorrow. Keep an eye on the Facebook page for photos as ever in the morning. I always like to put up the new Comic Book Day racks and let you guys know what's coming in. And as ever, just get in touch if there's anything that interests you. So again, hope you're staying safe out there. I look forward to seeing you in the store soon, so take it easy.